Hey, what's going on, everybody? Peyton Milton, Tai Chi 360. We're coming at you with a really, I wouldn't really call it unique. It's actually a really age-old topic. And you heard him. We're planning to dive pretty deep on combat sports fighting versus traditional training, and who would be interested in or benefit most from taking the combat sports approach versus who would benefit most from taking the traditional approach to their self-development in their training. Where they might want to start depending on who they are and how they want to develop themselves. And we've got Marcus Brimage actually should be on the set here relatively shortly. Might be a little bit longer than you think though. But we never let anything stop us. Because that's just what we do. We just keep going. So Sifu.
You already on? We live?
Yeah, we live. Were you more of a combat type of student in the beginning?
I've never been a combat type of student in the
Okay.
beginning, the ending, or the middle, or anywhere else.
Okay.
I've always been the type of student and person that actually hate fighting. So it's a very unique approach for me with Tai Chi. So although I always hate fighting, I grew up in an environment where hating fighting did not serve me well. In other words, I had to learn how to fight, right? So I grew up learning martial arts in a way that taught me how to fight. Now, the Tai Chi approach that Sifu Ron taught me through Temple Tai Chi it's really so unique that it's kind of like everything is almost like an oxymoron, you know. So
Yeah.
we train to not fight.
Right.
Even if you are engaged into an altercation, you're still training to not fight, to handle the threat as if you're actually helping the person, you know. And it's a completely different way of going about doing business.
Yeah, it's
But-
really interesting that you say that you bring up contradictions so early in. You know, that's actually one of the big one of the big differences that I've come across between sports fighting and traditional training is in traditional training, contradictions does not mean fallacy. Contradictions can both be true at the same time in traditional training. But it seems, unless we take an Eastern traditional perspective or look at combat sports fighting, there's no such thing as a contradicting truth in, for example, Muay Thai or BJJ or any of the sports fighting stuff. You know, their rules are pretty straightforward. You do this and this is what works, and if you don't do this, then it doesn't work. Not true at all in the traditional arts. For example, Tai Chi. You want to have this part of the shoulder out, but you also don't want to have any slack here in the midline. You know,
Right.
You want to make sure the midline is strong. But in other styles, you want to make sure that the shoulders are back behind the chest muscle all the time. But they're both true
Yeah.
in Tai Chi.
I say they're both true according to what the principles are inside of that particular art form.
Right.
Because the principles can vary.
Right.
And Tai Chi is built a lot on body structure. And it's not looked at from the way, I'm talking like the way that we learn it. You know, so unlike in sports fighting where you're trying to like give this side view of your body, like you're trying to hide your body kind of like, we don't do that. We present our bodies like just like this. You know what I mean? Square.
Right.
So in fighting world, that's a violation right away, right?
Right.
But think about if you're standing naturally somewhere and you are in this position, you still should know how to have the correct distance and everything, and how do you take care of yourself standing in a neutralized position like this. You're not just going to be standing like this. Once you do this, basically, we say you have signed a contract to fight. So you told everybody that you're fighting. We don't want to tell everybody that we're fighting. So Tai Chi is a little different, Once your hands come up, you should be inside of the fight.
Not to mention.
Or, at least neutralizing the fight, but not just throwing up a set.
Right. Anybody who does sports fighting knows that you don't block a straight punch with a straight block. And you don't block a side punch with a side block. Actually, well, you can do that.
Right.
See the contradictions here.
That's true.
But a lot of people overlook that just because as a boxer, you want to be doing something like this. That does not mean there's no counter position for this stance. As a matter of fact, as a boxer, if you see somebody bounce around on their toes, you kick them in the low shin, and then they can't ever get in to get you. So you just keep them at bay. You can tell as soon as they're bouncing on their toes that they're not rooted with their heels, which means they're going to try to play this in and out game, right? I'm going to jump in and get you, and then I'm going to jump out, and you're not going to get me type of thinking. What's the counter to that, though? You just jump forwards with them. When they jump back, after they jump in, you stick and you stay with them. You aren't going to stay with them with a side-on view. You're going to stay with them with a straight-on view.
All right, that makes sense.
At least that's how I would do it. I'm not a trained sports fighter. I don't train to fight in the ring.
Well, another thing about sports fighting is also, like you said earlier, they do have preset rules.
Yes.
So meaning they only use specific weapons. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And they only can hit specific targets.
Right.
And that's to save the participants. But those rules aren't necessarily so inside of the real world. Not to say that boxers can't kick some ass. Of course they can.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't want to fight a boxer.
Right? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, don't get me wrong.
Right, but what do you do when you're inside of the boxing range already? Once that space has been closed, how do you survive there? You know what I mean? Because that's a whole nother way of engaging there. The stand-up grapple range is very difficult and scary for most people. Most people just grab on; they don't know what to do. So Tai Chi teaches us what to do right there, which is a very small space.
Yeah.
Before going down.
Tai Chi is probably I used to play a lot of games, and in the games, it's competitive, so you're going against other people. And one of the biggest things when you're fighting a group of people is positioning. And I've never once come across an art that is so good at maintaining and repositioning than Tai Chi.
See, so now these are the basic things that people don't know to consider because just not knowing. I didn't know either. But once you start learning it, you see, wow, you learn how to cover the whole circle.
Yeah.
You learn how to cover the whole circle. And that's unique inside of our system. I never seen it in others. I can't speak for them. But the 5-style stepping pattern, that specific pattern, not the form itself, but the pattern, because the pattern teaches us how to step in all of the directions and also how to maintain center as well. A lot of people don't know how to maintain center. And a good Tai Chi person, they know how to maintain center.
Yeah.
But they also know how to move, But
Right. Yeah, so Ollie, I know that you and I have something in common, except it's interesting because we kind of came from the inside out and the outside in. I don't know which one of us is which, but your Sifu taught you Qigong, Tai Chi, and Kung Fu as a complete system.
Yeah.
I discovered that Qigong plus Kung Fu equaled Tai Chi and a complete system.
The thing is with that.
Oh, here, brother. Just talk into it.
The thing is with that is I had started studying Tai Chi first, and then when I studied the other arts, I've used that in a Tai Chi flow. So in other words, when I was studying Senchao, I had one Sifu and one teacher, and they were both different styles. in Senchao, I would use it with a Tai Chi flow.
What is Senchao? Is that a hard style?
It's it's a kind of a hard style.
Okay, so it's a Chinese martial art then?
Yeah, it's a
Nice.
Chinese martial arts. It's over 400 or 500 years old. It's a type of Shaolin
Nice.
lineage.
Very nice.
But when you learn what it has done for me over the years, I have learned a lot about it. But it has taught me to master myself. So if you master yourself and there's any altercations, you learn how to defuse it rather than to hurt. Like the old saying goes, my Sifu used to tell me, check before you hurt. Hurt before you maim. Maim before you kill. For even the meanest creature cannot be replaced. So the thing is, to master, to become a master, is actually to defuse a fight without any altercation. And people don't realize that because all they study is how to fight.
Right, and that's another difference between
Yes.
traditionally training and training as a sports fighter. Everybody, hey, if you want to train to be a sports fighter, go learn Muay Thai and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. You'll
Yep.
know how to cover every single situation you come across in a ring. That being said, if you try to go BJJ against somebody on the streets who's got a friend nearby or a knife in their pocket, you're sore. You're sore and out of luck. Like,
Yeah.
Big time.
you know, and that's another difference in the traditional versus the combat sports. Combat sports, there's no such thing as running away. You can give up, or you can win, or you can lose. In traditional, no, you don't want to stick around and find out how many friends they've got.
Yeah.
Okay? And you're not trying to get hurt, and you're hopefully not trying to hurt anybody else. You just don't want any problems. And this kind of brings me to the front door of the meditative arts and
Okay.
how profound the meditative arts assist your martial arts, but are not taught typically when training as a combat sports fighter. And this is to me like the bread and butter of why traditional training is just eons ahead of combat sports fighting.
Yeah.
Yep. Increasing the oxygen levels in the body, increasing the blood flow to the brain, the hands, and the feet. If you guys didn't know about how embryonic breathing increases the blood flow and the oxygen levels to the brains, the hands, and the feet, and you didn't learn this until you were 20, 25, 30, your growth probably got stunted from not knowing these things. To be quite frank, you know, I'm pretty sure mine did. I actually had terrible blood flow in my hands and feet my entire life until the new year training with Sifu, Temple Tai Chi. I constantly have great blood flow in my hands, constantly have great blood flow in my feet. It's like my hands never turn off from having chi. Look at that red with the white spots on it. That usually only happens when I'm about to exercise.
Well, the things I had learned
Yeah.
over the many years of doing Kung Fu and Tai Chi, for me, it's a form of exercise. It's a form of health. Whether you're doing the Kung Fu, which is good for balance,
Yeah.
okay, moving, different ways of blocking and kicking, it's a form of exercise. And then when you combine that with Tai Chi, oh my goodness, that baby just flows like there's no stopping, like no tomorrow. But Tai Chi is, people always want to learn how to become faster.
What's up, Soul Group? Yeah,
If
faster,
you-
bigger,
yeah.
stronger.
If you want to become faster, slow down. Tai Chi. For real, you
Yeah.
do the opposite.
I hear you.
Tai Chi is what builds that quickness,
Yep.
and people don't realize that. You know, I've been doing Tai Chi even when I was in acupuncture college. I was talking to one of my lady friends, and she dropped a piece of paper, and I just went, And she goes, oh my God, that paper didn't even hit the floor. And I'm like, yeah, okay. You know.
Didn't even think twice about it.
Yeah, you know, it's the reflexes that it gives you. You're nice, you're calm as things are happening, and really there is no situations.
That's true.
You know, to me, Tai Chi has built in an alarm system for me. It tells me what's going to happen before it does, and I see it going to happen before it does.
Nice.
And I know how to actually counteract that, and it's all done slow. So when it's done slow, actually you're speeding yourself up. That's like my friend one time that was fishing from my dock, and the bait he had cast out got hung in the weeds. And I'm just like this talking to him, standing on the edge of the pier, and all of a sudden, you know, he bends the rod and it snaps, and I see it coming, and I just went back to talking to him, and he like, did you see that? Did you see that? My God, that could have got you in the face. The hell did you just do? How did you do that? When I saw it coming to me, it was in slow motion.
Right.
You know.
That's that flow state they talk
Yeah.
about.
And so really, I wasn't even reacting to it. I just seen it, and I just tapped it. I felt it hit the back of my hand.
You was waiting on it to get there.
Yeah, that's it. And it was amazing.
Sifu says, we've been waiting for you.
Yes, right.
Come on in, family. Come on. Come on in. We've been waiting for you. Come on, come on.
Hello, family.
So you said a very important word just now that I was just thinking about as you said it. Crazy. You said balance.
Yes.
So when I think in terms of balance, you know, a lot of people think about balance with the feet. You know, they're thinking about having a physical standing on the ground type of balance.
Right.
But as you said before, everything is upside down and inside out. So when
Yes.
I think of balance, I think about up
Yes.
here, right?
Yes.
Up here.
Yes. Exactly.
Balance.
Perfect.
How do you
That's
bring?
balance.
How do you get this balanced?
Oh, man.
That's where we begin.
The magic.
That's why Tai Chi is known as meditation in motion.
Yes.
And this is
Yes.
also why we need the 360-degree approach that Tai Chi offers. Because I cannot possibly imagine taking care of my mental state without physical exercise, using my mental capacity to balance my emotions out and not overreact to things. You know, because as soon as you start overreacting to things, your body gets into the habit of reacting to your thoughts and feelings in an abrupt fashion, which is only gonna increase cortisol levels and decrease your longevity.
Yeah.
Right. So basically, you're saying your body set that pattern.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
One thing I do love about Tai Chi is once I had learned the forms and practiced it so many times, there's times that I'll be doing Tai Chi and forget the movements. But the Chi moves you in to each of the movements without thinking about it. That's what was so beautiful about it. I was in awe. I was like, man, oh God, you know, because I'm at acupuncture college, right? So my mind is going in. I got this class going on, but I want to practice Tai Chi. So sometimes my mind would get scrambled, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm still going to do Tai Chi.
Yeah.
I start my Tai Chi, and next thing I know, I forget about what movements I'm doing, but I've noticed the Chi is just flowing. It just puts you into the next move.
So is that part of the, I would say one of the things that a lot of sports fighting is missing, like the meditative aspect. I know some of probably the best ones, they have a meditation plan.
Oh, absolutely.
Everyday routine.
Absolutely. Who was the Steven Seagal's student? Anderson Silva. Absolutely, without a doubt, you know. Doing some embryonic breathing practice somewhere in there.
Yeah, I think I've seen even like the Gracie family. I've seen them doing like some serious breathing exercises.
Yeah?
Yeah, some stillness practice.
I know Marcus
So-
does.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. So once again, balance.
Yeah.
So although on the combative side, the yoga ninja,
Yeah.
he has found himself a stress relief system, not only one, but multiple.
You
You
know-
know, Tai Chi as well as yoga.
Exactly.
That's another thing. Forgive me, I'm brain farting right here. That's another thing that, as a fighter, you're really missing from the traditional styles. That's all I remember about the train of thought that was boarding at my station.
Really, you're
Yeah.
missing the essence of it. When you go to a fight, you go to a fight to not fight. In other words, if you're in a fight or getting ready for a fight, you've already seen the outcome of what's going to happen before it ever happens. So when that person makes the move, it's over with. So you're fighting without fighting. You're actually controlling yourself, but you're also controlling the situation without having any thoughts. The mind is empty. When that happens, it's over in 10 seconds or less. Simple. You learn the essence of it all.
It's a completely different way of going about business.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Because you don't. It's not like you sign a contract. You know, now there's been a few sports fighters who are they got the Tai Chi attributes inside of their fighting style. You know, but
Yeah.
you see it, but
Yeah.
it's not called Tai Chi per se. But
Right.
people don't
Yeah.
understand Tai Chi
Yeah.
can be seen in various types of things because
Yeah.
it's just about creating that Wu-Ji state that you just talked about.
Yeah.
It's like it just happens.
See, I love my
The flow state, they call it. The flow state.
there you go.
Right.
That's it. The
Right.
flow state.
They talk about it.
I love my Kung Fu brothers. They bring me business, okay? They go out and they love having fights. So they go and they hurt the person and go, oh, here's Ollie's card. You might need to go see him. I was like, thanks, guys. Y'all are amazing. You're bringing me people to work on. You're going out, you're hurting them, and then they're coming to see me.
And that's a great reason.
Yes, that's a good business, but I got to where it's like, man, y'all need to stop hurting these people. I'll tell you what, I'll teach you how to fix them. If you're going to hurt them, you got to learn how to fix them.
You know what? That's the exact point that I just had a little brain lapse on. Why? Why in combat sports fighting don't people know that you can train more to stimulate the recovery process so that you can train more?
Yes, yeah.
So for whatever reason,
Yeah.
it seems like combat sports fighting training just misses this entire concept of Qigong, pumping the body full of oxygen to improve recovery rates,
yes.
stretching,
Yeah.
opening up the ligaments, the tendons, really stimulating that recovery process every single morning and preparing for training so hard. And not giving yourself so many days off in a row, it's like, sure, you want like 4 days off when you're bodybuilding for the legs to recover completely.
Yes.
Interestingly enough, it only takes 4 days for an unused muscle to begin to atrophy. So it's like you really can never stop when you're training to be a combat sports fighter. But in traditional training, they actually have a way that you can train without ever having to stop. This is missing from combat sports fighting. Everybody needs at least 2 days off to recover their muscles in combat sports fighting.
Well, too, having a massage therapist and acupuncture background, I'm able to see what is parts that they're going to hurt, when they're fighting. Oh, the jaw, okay, large intestine, small, stomach, things of that nature. You know what meridians that's being damaged, okay? But you also got to know what internal organ it goes to. And people really don't care. All they want to know is just how to fight. But they haven't learned how to heal. My Sifu had a guy to come to him one day and said, hey, I'm a fighter. And I've gotten well known in this area because I've won a lot of fights. And my Sifu says, okay. And then he turned around and looked and says, asked my teacher, he says, I want to fight you. And my Sifu says, you have any kids? He said, yeah, I got a daughter. He said, what if your daughter has cancer. Can you fix her? No. My Sifu said, I can. So why you want to hurt someone if you don't know how to fix them? Because the honorable thing is if you hurt someone because they want you, they want to fight you, but you got to fix them. I had another Sifu in Senchao who, two guys had jumped him, and he put them both in the hospital. The honorable thing was, he went back and visited him too, and said, hey, I'm sorry. He said he walked in there and the first guy's like shaking in his bed. Okay, it's like, this guy's done whooped my butt bad, put me in the hospital. Now here he is in my room, you know? And he walks up to the guy and he goes, I'm sorry, please forgive me for hurting you. You just caught me off guard, okay? And he goes to the second guy and does the same thing. Please forgive me. But the thing is, you have to learn how to take care of what you have damaged. It's the same thing as you. If
Right.
you get hurt, first thing you're gonna do is go, ugh.
Yeah.
Right?
I got a
You're gonna
actually.
grab. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a bruise
So-
actually that cut my skin.
Ooh.
Yeah, that was fun.
So you learn to heal yourself, okay? Because you got hurt, maybe by accident. I've had a few of them, you know, coming back, crossing the fence one night with some horchata, and I ended up flat on my face. You know, once I got up, I was laughing about it, you know. But you've got to learn to work on yourself.
I thought you were above falling down. I thought you were some sort of mystic man. You're not allowed to make mistakes.
Well, I didn't
Did
see
it on purpose. It wasn't a mistake.
I didn't see it because it was at nighttime, so there was no light shining on that part of the fence, and it was down, so I didn't see it. And that
Everything was done on purpose.
yeah, accidentally on purpose. So it's all training, man. I got up and, oh, that was training.
Awesome!
Yeah, Oh,
Yeah.
but it's been awesome. My journey has been awesome, loving, very much meeting. I have two favorite Sifus that I have ever studied under. I love both of them with all my heart and soul. Sifu Tommy Turcotte from Orlando and Sifu Lester from here.
Nice.
Sifu Lester is awesome. I love him with all my heart and soul. He's an awesome person. I haven't ever met the two Sifus that I have studied under. Both have that calmness about them, where everybody else gets excited and they're like, oh yeah, man, yeah, watch this, watch that. You know, I'm like, man, what the hell? You know, but being calm, having that peace within yourself, that in itself means so much to me.
You know, I never saw so much value in being less intense until I actually got onto the other side of tendon training. And I mean, that's another big thing, a big difference between traditional arts and combat sports training. I don't believe a lot of combat sports involve tendon training. And you cannot train your tendons to withstand the amount of force or speed that you're about to be engaging in, exert, in less than 6 months.
Yeah.
I mean, I technically did it in 4 months, except then I started using it with that speed and I started hurting myself. You know, you really shouldn't try to move so fast that the tendon training will enable you to do for the first couple years of doing it. Or you're gonna hurt yourself. You're gonna snap one of your tendons. You're gonna get some tears in your tendons.
Yeah.
And if you tear your tendon, the likelihood of it tearing again just is increased. You know, if you don't give it, it took me probably 20 days to repair a tendon tear that I got from training my form. Yeah, I was training my form and I wasn't doing my tendon stretching for probably a good couple weeks, and I hurt myself. I ripped one of the tendons right here on my wrist. And after 10 days, I went back and I started teaching classes again, and I ripped it again. So I waited 10 more days, and I went back to class, and I ripped it, and I just stopped even counting days. I was just like, nope, I just gotta stop. I took 2 months off, and I was just like, okay. That's when I turned to Tai Chi. You know, I was 25 at the time, and I was coming across knee problems and all sorts of other problems that were really just relative to my tendon training. I took myself too far, too fast, too hard.
Right,
You know?
right. That's what I like about the iron body. The iron body strength, it does 3 things for you. It includes the tendons, the muscles, and the bones fused together to become a piece of iron from the inside out.
Now, is this something that you're planning to offer our Tai Chi family, Ali?
Yes.
Wow.
I'm putting this together.
Wow!
Yeah.
Oh my. All right,
Yeah.
this is something that he shouldn't even be teaching us, I'm guessing, but wow. So definitely hit that Patreon, guys.
It will
Definitely
be
hit that
a
Patreon.
closed door situation because I'm been able to do massages and different things of that nature for over 20 years. Doing the iron body has helped me to go that distance without having any problems doing massages. A massage therapist's life is like 7 years. All right, they start building tendonitis. I didn't ever have that problem. Okay, doing that fuses the muscles, the tendons, and the bones together.
So you attribute your ability to continue working on people as a massage therapist
Yes.
to your iron body training.
Yes.
Okay,
yes,
I just wanted
yes.
to clarify that real quick.
And that's good for everybody, but it's good for those who are body workers, energy workers, to have that so you can keep functioning. But again, it's internal, so it's making your insides like a piece of steel. Okay, it comes out. Your whole body is like a piece of steel. So that helps you out in many different ways. I mean,
Let me ask you a question. So how can the stay-at-home mom benefit from that?
Interesting.
good, a lot of benefits from it. It helps them to actually pick things up a little more because we have to care for our bodies. There's so much out there. But when you do the internal part of it, that gives you triple times the strength and power because everything inside of you becomes one. There was an older gentleman. He had practiced iron body for many, many years. 3 guys jumped him one night in an alley with baseball bats and beat him. The only thing that had ever happened to him was they bruised his skin. There was no broken bones, no fractures, no internal bleeding, nothing but just the bruising of the skin. That's it.
I remember earlier too, you mentioned like with women too, iron body would help them with prolapse.
Yes,
Urinary.
prolapse of your
Yeah.
internal organs, your bladder,
Yeah.
especially women
Urinary
for their
prolapse.
bladder.
Urinary incontinence.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because
Not being able to
sometimes
hold the bladder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
when they get older, their tissue starts to prolapse.
Kind of sag a little bit. It,
Yeah.
it loses its
It-
like,
Yeah.
Viscosity.
yeah.
Gotcha. Is that a
Yeah.
right? Is that a good word? I mean, that's like lubrication. Viscosity. Is
No,
like
no, no. It
lubrication.
loses its. It starts to sag.
Yeah. They drop.
Suppleness. It loses its suppleness.
Yeah,
Yes.
it doesn't. It's not as taut anymore.
All right.
So
Yeah.
it begins to like, you know what I mean?
No firm.
Yeah, yeah. It's
No
not
firm.
Right.
Gotcha.
And then so prolapse mean it'll push out through an opening somewhere.
Yeah, whether it's through the vagina or through
Right.
via anus.
Right.
Gotcha. This is actually pretty popular in powerlifting. When you're,
Yeah.
when you're a powerlifter, you
Yeah.
prolapse out the anus.
Yeah.
And
Right.
the organs start
Yeah.
to. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Because you're putting all that force on the inside without conditioning your inside.
But with the internal training, you create an internal vacuum, right?
Yes. And that, like I said, it fuses everything. So when you have muscles, tendons, and bones, it equals iron. It all fuses together to become one.
Yeah.
And to me, that's another part of longevity, because you've got to learn, when you give so much out to help people, whether it's massage or acupuncture or any kind of energy training, you need to build that body up. You need that strength, that internal strength, you know, and that helps you as a part of longevity. Because, like for me, for example, I was walking through the woods one day. I just love going out in the woods, looking around and enjoying the smell and checking out the trees and what's on the ground. And one day I was looking for something and I tripped. I didn't see this vine on the ground, and as I stepped, I went forward. So I went like this, and I hit a tree, okay, which I barely felt, and a limb broke. I heard something pop, and I went, oh, damn, bam! And it broke the limb, and I'm like, wow. I just barely felt that. I just felt the tap, and the whole branch just broke in half.
He did it on purpose.
You know,
He did it on purpose.
That was accidentally on purpose. You know? I just went,
right.
you know,
Man.
I didn't want to get hit by that branch. It was coming straight for me, so a natural reaction. Pow!
Yeah,
And it broke, and then that surprised me. I'm like, wow, I did that?
Oops.
Hey, thank you, Iron Body.
Sorry,
You
Branch.
know?
Thank you, Iron Body.
Yeah.
Here's a lesson for you.
Yeah.
This is your
Well, it taught me too, as well, you know.
If you'd have had any doubt in your ability, it would have broke your arm.
Yeah. Yeah.
It would have
definitely.
broke your arm.
Yeah. That's why I have no doubt in anything I do.
Right.
None. I do what I do and I let it go because I know
Balance.
it's already done. That's what I love about it. That's why, family, I say play. Everybody says I go to work. Me, I go play. We go play. I love that. That's what makes it more loving.
Yeah.
You know, you can put that love out there. Not only when I do my meditations, and I did it again last night, Sufu. I was doing my meditation and I was up in the universe. I was like a child playing with Earth that looked about like that to me, and I would cuddle up to it and I would love it. I'm like, Mother Earth, I love you. You're awesome. I love everybody on the face of this earth. And I put love to surround it, to help to eliminate all the negative that people don't realize. I thank Mother Earth for walking on her. I thank her for every building that has been placed on her, every tree that she grows. Tree is like us. When you put it in the ground as a seed, it fights to grow, to become the best tree it can be. That's like us. We fight to grow,
We
to
are the
become
seeds.
the best that we can be.
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
are
I
the
guess,
seeds. We
Yes.
are the seeds.
Yes.
I guess that's one of the other benefits. You know, I'm a traditionalist. I'm not a combat sports fighter by any means, but that seems to be one of the big differences between combat sports and traditional training as well. You know, it's like people who value healing and being kind and good presence, environments, and relations around them.
Yoga Ninja.
The yep, the yoga ninja. I don't think that these types of people stick with combat sports fighting very often. You know, I think that they almost invariably end up becoming a traditionalist for whatever reason. Yoga ninja. He got some injuries, he turned to yoga, he discovered the healing powers of stimulating the recovery process by increasing the O2 levels, stretching the body out. Now he's basically a yogi who also does professional fighting. You know, it's just such a... It's like two different worlds that can collide and then mix just on accident,
Yeah.
on complete accident.
Yeah.
Balance.
What
'Cause where
I
are you
always.
gonna go when you get punched in the face?
Yeah.
And you need somebody to heal you real quick.
Yeah.
Where-
It's just when you learn a lot about your body, like I always tell people, and I've gotten a lot of people to actually surprise me. I was at a seminar one time, and it was the end of the seminar, and they asked you if they had anything to say, so I let everybody go, before me. And then I raised my hand and I said, yes, I enjoyed the seminar. I've learned a lot and I'm grateful. But we are all created equal. We are no better than anybody else on the face of this earth. We're just better than what we used to be.
And that makes me, that brings up another great point. I always wonder about this. What happened to bone setting? Why isn't bone setting a more popular thing in the Western world?
Because it's been forgotten.
I don't understand how you lose something that heals people like that.
It's one of the lost arts.
Yeah, it really is, isn't it?
Yeah.
And that's traditional versus combat right
Yeah.
there.
That's why I do quantum healing, breathing. That heals the body itself. You can heal your own self just doing the breathing.
Right. And
Okay.
actually, we'll be dropping a Patreon exclusive first course from Good Brother Ollie here on the quantum healing. Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Thank
looking
you,
forward
Good
to
Brother
that.
It's
Ollie.
awesome. It's
Yep.
awesome. It's
Yep.
beautiful, and I
Looking
love
forward
it.
to that.
Yeah.
I love it. I love life, period. Whether it's human, plants, or animals. We all have cellular structures. We're all
Yeah.
created the same. We're actually connected to the grass. We're connected to the animals. We're all connected together through a cellular level. Everything is circular,
Yeah.
The
Play with
the
this,
cells.
family.
Yes.
Play with this. Next time somebody starts staring at you and you're about to engage in a little eye contact, smile and wave at them when they think that they're looking hard at you.
Yeah.
They will look away so fast. He smiled at me. I was trying to be hard.
You know
circular.
what else?
They want you to react to them. They don't want to react to you, so they're expecting you to start looking harder at them.
Yeah.
We're doing this, guy. As soon as you don't do that, they realize they're not the ones making the script anymore. Oh, no.
You know what I like to do?
Hit me
Is
with it.
when that happens, and they're looking at you and they're going,
Yeah.
I love you. And they're like, what the hell? Yeah, it throws their mind completely off.
You can barely even say that to people that like you these days and get
I
away
know.
with it.
Yeah. You just tell them, hey, I love you.
Yeah.
I
love hitting people with that. Whenever I end a phone call with them,
Yeah.
I love you, dude. They're like, I just started talking to you a month ago. I've never even shaken your hand before, and I'm like, yeah, I don't give a shit, man.
Kill them with love, kill them with kindness.
Yeah. Everything's circular, As
It
long as
is.
you're sincere,
Like a hula hoop.
you're the one writing the script.
That's
what
right,
I always
like
do.
a hula hoop.
Bloop, bloop, bloop. Yup, like a hula hoop. Coming right back around, everybody.
Bobby one time.
We do love Bobby.
We have a good friend of ours in my neighborhood. He's a very smart man, very awesome, but he drinks a lot of alcohol, But that's when the fun part comes out with him.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He'll say a lot of funny things.
He is a real funny guy.
Yeah, he
Oh,
is.
man. The amount of times that guy makes me just crack up every single strong. Yeah, strong is how we say 7 days around here. Every single strong, this guy makes me crack, lose my shit laughing. 3 times a strong, guys. I'll go home and I will not expect this guy to be able to make me laugh. I'll just be sitting there doing this. He loves to repeat himself, which I'm used to as a teacher because that's how you teach too.
Right.
You just
Right.
say the same thing 1,000 times to 100 different people, and then 10 of them might get it. So, I'm used to hearing the same things over and over and over again, but every now and again, you know, you just get one of those little gems that isn't a repetitive thing at all. And what did you just say to No way. No way did that just happen. Who was it? They were talking about, how can I relate this to teaching? Somebody was telling me that.
At 3 o'clock?
At 3 o'clock? Oh, we do have a 3 o'clock, don't we? Hold on. Oh, it's 47, guys. We might need to bounce out of here. We got a 3 o'clock to prepare for, everybody. Hey, Tai Chi 360 back at it again, and we ain't going anywhere no time soon. You want to come with us? Come on.
We love you. You're awesome.